why don't we start by like, who's this guy, right?
Who's this guy?
Right? So I'm Hardy Jones. I'm not like a long-time programmer, only a couple of years. I don't know everything. I want to make mistakes. Call me out. Well, don't call me out. Don't make me feel bad, but like.
Could you raise your voice, please, though?
Sure. Was that a?
It's a round table, you know.
Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. So like, I'm gonna make mistakes. I don't know everything. That's fine, right? I used to work for Slam Data. We did a lot of PureScript there. But now I work for NoRed Inc. We do a lot of Elm there. So this isn't to like toot my own horn, to give you some context that like I kind of know one or two things about PureScript, one or two things about Elm. So like ask questions, you know, whatever. And like the whole talk is, I mean, it's not talk really, it's interactive, right? So like don't just sit there with a question if you're unfamiliar or you don't understand. Like anything, if you have a question, I guarantee you other people have questions. I probably have the same question. Just ask it and try to make people feel comfortable about asking the question, right? Like if somebody asks a question that seems trivial, don't like make fun of them or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's the stuff. ST58 on Twitter, JonesHF everywhere else. I don't know if you care or whatever, but it's there. So I guess show of hands or like some more information. Like where's everybody's experience level? Like do people know JavaScript? Do we know PureScript? Do we know, what do we know? Like
JavaScript.
Okay.
PureScript.
Okay.
Elm.
Okay. So like JavaScript people, is this, and like everybody answer this question, is like 1 or 2 years of experience? Like just by show of hands maybe? I'm sorry, at least 1 or 2 years of experience? What about like 5 years of experience? 10 years? Okay, so we've got a couple of vets. Okay, so I don't want to be the only one talking this whole 6 hours. So I also don't want to put anybody on the spot, but if people feel confused, it'd be nice if the people that know a little bit more would be willing to help. Not like now you're a TA and you have to go and do stuff, but more like just be available, I guess, and be able to answer questions. So we're gonna do like a small takeover of a React application, and that means that we're gonna need to do some JavaScript. And this is like in ES 2015 or whatever. So like, I don't really have a plan for this section, but if there's something that you're confused about, then let's talk about it. Let's try to like make sure that you're up to speed and all that stuff. So like the things that are important are arrow functions, because they're like all throughout the code. So is like, I don't know how to ask this without sounding rude, but like what, should we go over this? Is there anybody that feels that we should go over this? This is totally fine.
So I'm mainly the person who doesn't know JavaScript at all.
Okay.
So I guess I know what arrow functions are, but I don't know the syntax. So
Okay, cool.
for me, just knowing like this is how we write the lambda in JavaScript, it's
Yeah, sure. All right. So live coding, right? Let's do it.
Yeah. That's the best.
How do I do things in this thing? That's a thing, right? JavaScript mode, there you go. This is kind of fun. Can you see that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Is that big enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically you have like function x, and then it does like return x plus 1 or something, right? Oh, that needs a name, doesn't it? So let's say increment. Inc, why not? So this is like normal JavaScript, right? Regular stuff. The syntax for arrow functions is that you give it a name first, and like, somebody stop me if I'm wrong here. It's a good chance I'm not saying the right stuff. And you do this, and then you just return the body there. Yeah. So I mean, that's like kind of, but also you can do other things where like you have, ooh, that's not a thing. Where you have like a body, and then you return x plus 1, right? So there's like shorthands for some stuff, and then like not shorthands for other stuff. it's a little bit confusing as far as like which one is like how these all work sometimes, you know, because like sometimes yeah, sometimes like there you go, like that doesn't work depending on what you're returning. So if you return like an object, it needs to be in braces, otherwise it can't parse the syntax properly. I don't know if that makes any sense. Is that accurate?
You have to
Yeah,
wrap,
it is.
you have to wrap an
It's a very
object
confusing thing at the
rule
beginning.
in parentheses
Yeah.
so that it treats it as an expression rather than as
Yeah.
a block. Yeah.
Because it could be a block and it could be an object definition. So that's why you need to separate that.
Exactly.
Common mistake.
Does that make sense? I think all the stuff we're dealing with is well formed, so it shouldn't be a problem. Well, until we start writing code, but at least you'll have some frame of
I'm
reference.
okay at shouting at calling JavaScript any kind of things doing this.
Sure. But if you get stuck, I mean, so this isn't like the only. Like, ask questions. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out.
By the way, it's also bindable. This it's also bindable here.
I'm sorry.
It's also bindable. Or
lexically bound this.
Oh yes.
It's another
Right.
trait.
Yeah. Which is really confusing, right?
Obviously, everything Java is confusing.
So let me try to explain what that means. So how do you? Okay, whatever. So let's say we have a foo thing, right? This is stuff, right? And then I don't know. This dot bar equals function, right? And then return. How's this working?
The rules are really just, we're not going to use this, so it's like,
Yeah, let's not talk about this.
That's awesome. I love it.
I mean,
I love
see
it.
this,
Never
like,
talk
something like this.
Does it mean that we don't have to worry about this? Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's actually what we mean.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, not really. Unfortunately, we're doing React stuff, so there's this in there. So you have to kind of.
We're porting from React to PureScript, so.
Hopefully, we want to.
We can probably cover that when we get to
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So is that good? Not good? Cool. Hi. Destructuring objects. How are we feeling about that? Bad? Good?
Is that also known as pattern matching, or is that something else?
Well, not in JavaScript.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this.
But it's a good analogy.
I like that I don't have to answer the questions. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a good analogy.
So once again,
Yeah.
if you just
Let's
make
just
an example,
let's just
so
do
I can-
everything.
So I guess it's like pattern matching that would be sensible enough. Just need to know how you write this.
Sure. So let's say we have some object. It's got like a val. That's 2. Oh, I put 1 there. So if you wanted to get that out of there, the val, right? Then you can say foo like that, and then this will like pattern match out that key from the object foo, and give it that value there. Oh, this is maybe, and then console.log val. Oh, this isn't a file. I'm not going to run it, but it should print 1. Does that make sense? And like you can go further and like keep destructuring objects inside of objects, but it's kind of really confusing. Does that make sense? Awesome. Yeah? No? Okay. So in normal JavaScript, there's like require statements, and you do the thing and it gets back a thing, right? In order to get a module, you require it. In ES20, whoa. In 20, whatever, you say import. Okay, wait, let's start again. So if you wanted some module, you would say require foo, right? That brings that module in under the name of foo. In 2015, you say import foo from foo or whatever, and then that does effectively the same thing. Is that right? About 1,000. This is great. So more of a general question. How are we feeling about callbacks? Is that confusing, not confusing? Talk about it, don't talk about it? That sounds like a don't talk about it. Cool. React. We're done with the review. No, seriously. So is there anything else that we should cover? Anybody still confused about anything? No? All right. React. How many people know React? Lots of people. Good, good. So what is it? I like this open format. Anybody want to take the reins and say what React is?
It's a library that Facebook that allows you to declaratively define your view part actually. And the way it works is that you declaratively say, instead of manipulating the DOM imperatively, you just say the component you like, how you'd like it to be, and then there's a mechanism of virtual DOM that do the comparisons between what you just did and the actual tree and do the right amount of changes so it will be shown after any state change. This is kind of
That was perfect. Yep. Oh, also there's JSX syntax, which just looks like regular HTML or XML that's in there. Oh, I thought I had more in there. But yeah, everything he said. You describe a description of the DOM that you want, and then it interprets it and does its thing. So let's get down to business. There's the Redux repo. We're going to do the shopping cart example from that, and that's going to be the thing that we're working on for the session. So if you can clone that, I don't know a better way to communicate that, but that's the repo we need to clone. And if you don't know Git, let's learn it. So yeah.
just download PureScript for Sublime. It's yours, right? PureScript for Sublime. It's all Artie Jones.
Oh God, what did I do?
You get a plugin for Sublime for.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I look for it.
Awesome. I don't know about that. You can't see anything I'm doing, can you? Gosh, that's bad. Here, let's show some stuff. Ta-da! Can you make that bigger? Oh, look at that. Look at that go. All right, we're in here. That's a thing, yeah? Examples, shopping cart. Ta-da! And then I think you need the npm install, maybe?
We should do that all the exact
Yarn?
same time, actually.
And then the internet goes dark.
Need a little mirror.
Oh, I already did that. Yeah, what's the deal with that yarn npm thing?
Yarn is much better because it has a lock, works in test caching. So that's what
cache
Yarn, I recommend.
Should I do that now? How do I do that? Do I have one of those? How do I get
Yarn
that?
install.
Yarn install?
You
How do
can
I?
brew install yarn if you have brew.
Dope.
Otherwise, the I also works.
Oh, that's even better.
It's a little more manual.
It's more manual?
Yeah.
Is there setup I have to do? If there's no setup, I'll do it. But if there is,
No.
all right, let's go.
Just install it and then once it's
Let's
installed.
do it. Live dependency updating. Who cares?
Oh,
Addresses all those concerns.
Does anybody need more time? It's fine if you do. Or is everybody good to go?
Yeah, just taking forever. Yeah.
And then I just yarn I. Oh,
Yeah.
dope. Look at that go. Oh,
Just like you.
Jesus Christ.
So, should we get to know each other?
Well, this doesn't really need to run, right?
Stickers, he's got the stickers.
That can run in the background. So yeah, we're gonna do a shopping cart deal, right? Ooh. Can I open this somehow? I'm not doing this yarn thing. Sorry, I know you guys love it, but I'm not doing it. That's all that's happening. And then I think if you do npm run react something.
There's a readme in there's a there. Wrong phone.
Ta-da. There's the shopping cart.
Could you like enlarge that as well? Yeah.
Is that good? Yeah. Dope. So you click a thing, it goes into the cart. You click another thing, also goes into the cart. You buy all of the t-shirts. You can't buy any more t-shirts. You check out, you're done.
All right, lesson over. 5 hours.
If you refresh, it goes back to things. So like, is everybody at this step here?
I'm still. It's still clothing the Viva.
Oh,
Dependency.
Still installing dependencies.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Well, that's fine. Let's talk.
So are you guys using PureScript within Meridian?
We use Elm at NoReading.
So what got you interested in PureScript?
At a company that I was at before, there was this small library that I had written in like LiveScript. And I don't know if you have any experience with LiveScript, but like, it's an interesting language, but it's not very easy to like use once it's really big, for a lot of reasons, I think. The thing that really tripped me up a lot was that there's so much syntax that you can just basically like write anything and it still is valid. So like one person would write it one way, another person would write it another way, and like the two aren't the same, but they work. And that was like really confusing for me. So I tried to like find an alt.js language that was type checked that I could use to redo this library. And I tried to use Roy for a little bit, but it didn't really, like, it worked, but it still had a lot of like kinks, you know? And about this time, PureScript had come out. So I gave that a whirl, and it was a lot easier to use, and things just kind of worked a little bit better. Sorry.
Unforgivable.
And that was like the thing that really got me. So like it was fairly easy to use, and it was under active development at the time. I mean, it still is, but like more development than Roy, which was my other thing I was trying to do. And like it just seemed to work really good. And it had a lot of the ideas that I liked from Haskell that I could pull in to JS and just use every day. You know, like you got functors, you got type classes, you got like all these other things. And like there were other new interesting ideas as well, like the extensible rows, right? Which is like something that you can do in Haskell if you have a library for it, but like a little different when it's baked into the language, you know? So there was that, and then like it just kept growing, you know, like more stuff kept getting added, and like new compiler features, all this stuff, and like it was just really active, so it really interested me.
By the way, like PureScript or Elm.
Yes.
Is it?
Without knowing, but like without almost knowing none of them.
Yeah, like so if you were working at NoReading and you're writing Elm, how come you're doing the you're doing today in PureScript? That's
Right to the jugular, isn't it?
Yeah, right? Is this recorded? No. I'm kidding. No, so it just depends, right? It depends on what you want, and it depends on what you are comfortable with. I think there's trade-offs for both of them, right? So let me try to answer these questions in order. PureScript versus Elm, which is what? There's no versus, right? You can use them both. You can use one, you can use the other. It doesn't really matter. But like what you're comfortable with, and more importantly, what the people you're working with is comfortable with, is way more important than like the language, at least in my opinion, right? So like, if it's a hard sell for PureScript and it's not a hard sell for Elm, then I would choose Elm, right? Not because like I think Elm's better or I think PureScript's worse, or vice versa or whatever, but just because like either of those choices are better than JavaScript, I think, right? So like some sort of improvement I think is good, and like either of those are fine choices, right? And like we've gotten really far, we've done a lot with Elm, and it's been way better than doing like the old React stuff that we were doing before, you know? So I've got no qualms with it. I don't know, does that answer your question, or is it?
In a diplomatic way.
And you asked, what did you ask?
Just like basically the same. I'm just like curious. Like it seems like, from my perspective, it seems like Elm has gotten a lot more cachet in the past year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw on the schedule that you were working at No-Red Ink, that you're going to give a talk or a little thing here in PureScript, I was just surprised. I was like,
it's not any pent-up aggression. I'm not like need the release or anything like that. No, definitely not. But like I enjoy PureScript, right? That's a thing that excites me as a language to use and like to work with, right? Because of, like I said before, all of the new features that come up, you know, like all the type level programming is amazing, right? It's a language that really excites me, and I think it doesn't get enough talk, I guess. And like you can find Elm talks all over the place, right? You can find people explaining how to do this thing in Elm, how to do that thing in Elm, and like there's conferences and all this stuff, right? But like PureScript doesn't really have that, and I think that's kind of helping to being a barrier to entry. And so I wanted to give a talk that would hopefully make it a little more inviting. But I guess I'll be the judges. Huh? But yeah, it's not. Say again?
scorecards.
Oh, there's scorecards?
Yeah, that's what that number is. You got 17 now, but by the end.
Right, you just cross it off.
Well, what about the incremental migration story, PureScript versus Elm?
Yeah, so that was kind of a clickbait. So I did like a little bit of incremental migration in the previous company, the one where I was trying to rewrite in Roy or PureScript, but nothing really huge. And like at Slam Data, it was PureScript from day one, and at No-Red Ink, when I got there, it was already Elm. So like, I don't know, it's mostly clickbait to get you guys in here. I have no real experience with it, but I mean, we'll do some incremental stuff. Don't worry, we'll get in there. We'll be right. How are we doing on installs?
Very slow.
So sorry.
Say again? All right.
Almost the network dropped. Here's the trouble with your network.
Is anybody getting a 404 repeatedly on detect port? Can I info detect port?
Oof.
I'm still on fetch time.
Okay, all I'm doing is the yarn install, and it got 221 through, and then it's 404. Oh, really? Okay.
More questions?
Okay, so how did you get this thing? Can you remind? So you run
Oh,
some
yes.
yarn and thingy.
Where are we at here? Bam. Not that. That's not a screen. Yeah, once you're installed, either npm start or npm run start, either way.
When?
So why Halogen versus what is the other library?
Pux?
Yes. Yeah.
Why Halogen versus Pux? Because Pux is like Elm. It's all over the place, you know? It's easy to get into. Halogen's not, right? And like, that's another barrier. I mean, just take the biggest bite you can, right? I don't know.
So despite the barrier to entry, have you used a lot of Halogen? You used to work at Slam Data.
No, I worked there before Halogen existed. So,
Maybe that's a
no.
helpful question. What, I have not looked at Halogen in any detail. So what is Halogen and how does it differ from something like React in the JavaScript space or the Elm architecture and all of that? What does Halogen do that makes it interesting?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. Can I field this to the audience? Anybody?
Sure. Listen, from our time with it is a lot like React, but very type-safe. In that, like, just raw React, no Redux, just components. So everything's built in of these components that isolate some state, and you build your UIs from them. So it's very, very similar.
And yeah, it's kind of similar to the Elm architecture in that not so much of a component model, but just in the way that you.
That's on the video now.
Just in the way that you kind of model the application in terms of the individual components. There's like this sort of message passing architecture where you have your sort of top level eval function, it's called in this context, that just receives messages from the components, and then you kind of handle how to process and propagate that at that level.
Yeah. So do you all use Halogen?
We have got a green light to push them into production. We just have a lot of questions about kind of there are still things that we are unclear on and we want to clear up before we do. And a lot of it is kind of the questions around like 80% of our application is just forms, and we want to build these very composable, have these series of components that we can kind of build up and out of Halogen components, but still unclear. Like once you get 3 and 4 and 5 components deep, like it starts to get kind of nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still some issues about how, what are the pragmatic things like how you, when a resource is shipped over, how do you deserialize dates properly? And those get wrapped up in Fs, and then that you're like, okay, well now it changes everything. Like it just kind of introduced. Like there's just certain things that we got to work through. But we're hoping to just ask you those questions, and they're going to answer all of those questions.
Yeah, I was going to tell you it's bad news. But like, I mean, design questions. We can talk design, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll have any sort of answer for you, but.
And then we just need to go back and report that we talked to somebody that gave a talk, and all the questions are answered.
So don't ask any questions, and there you go. Vacuously answered.
At least begin from the beginning, like start.
So that's cool. Get the green light. All right.
Yeah. We because we knew that we wanted to sort of re-architect our client, and we started exploring a couple different options, and PureScript was the choice that we liked the most, and so we're kind of torn between Halogen and one of the something like Pucks that just wraps React. And I think one of the big benefits of just going with the wrappers around React is that you get to leverage the community of React and all the different components that we won't actually have to build ourselves. Mm-hmm. Whereas in something like Halogen, that ecosystem isn't really as fleshed out. And so if we wanted a date picker or an autocomplete or a dropdown or something, those are all components that we likely have to actually build out ourselves. Instead of just being able to I'm going to pull in this existing React component and just drop that in. So we're still kind of on the fence about that. And there's some issues with Halogen, like when you have multiple different types of child components within a parent component. Like the story for that doesn't seem like it's fleshed out all that well with the whole slot system that they have, and it gets a little messy. So hopefully we'll see some of that today.
I feel like
I'm convinced I want to learn because I don't understand the things.
I've heard a lot of people mention Pucks, but I haven't heard anyone mention Thermite. Is there some particular reason that Pucks is superior to Thermite? Well, that client that I'm working with wants to use PureScript, and they're like, oh, you can just use any library you want. So I'm just wondering if there's some big reason.
I've mentioned pucks a lot just because it was the first word that came out of my mouth. No particular reason.
At least from the bit that we've looked at pucks, it is almost a direct port of the Elm architecture, and that like you end up with those like fractal components, right? The component story is like if I want a currency component that just keeps some little bit of view state, you've got to kind of do this whole dance, and there's no like little bit of isolate state, whereas like Thermite is kind of a very nice. I hear it's very nice. We haven't looked at it ourselves, but it's also says right on top of React, and it's the component story is a lot more fleshed out. So.
Something I heard regarding what you said, I don't know if it's true again, I do not know those things, that's why I'm here, but John told me, he told me that they work with PureScript, Johnny knows, and he told me that one of the things about Halogen is to combine components from other libraries, because I asked him, you don't want to lose React community, like you said, he said that Halogen is all about combining new components from other libraries such as React. So I have no idea how it goes, but if it does, if it is so there's no problem, I guess.
So like you mean like if there's a library that takes any React component and wraps it into a Halogen component, then you can just include that in your Halogen app?
Yeah, it's more or less what he said.
We have been, unless you were running a React app, and we're migrating over from a Angular application. And so what I've seen on this front is Halogen built on drivers, this notion of like this abstract driver system, and it right now just sits on a virtual DOM, that there have been efforts to build a driver specifically for React. So you could, in theory, use React components, but it's not something that is...
Oh, it's similar to Cycle.js, what you're just saying, right?
Yeah,
Driver is the same thing as Cycle?
It's more, I don't think
conceptually, I think they're similar, but not
I don't think
implementation-wise.
Implementation is the same, but conceptually, yeah. But I think there have been people that I've seen at least one implementation of a React driver that you could use React components, but out of the box, we've only been able to get web components.
By the way, regarding what you said, there's React Native. Is there some kind of Halogen native in a way? Like I can build stuff in Halogen for mobile, for Android, for iOS, because this is a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
Possibility, the option.
Seems possible, but I don't know of anything.
There have been people that are working on it. I would say anything from it. I mean, I've seen the repo and some of the examples, but
Empty repo, right?
I don't think that was empty. It's just not production ready for sure. It's just kind of experimental.
That's kind of cool. Dependencies?
Yes.
Good.
Are we 404'd?
I use NPM.
Attaboy.
That was my first experience with Yarn, and it will be my last. Sorry.
That's a statement right there, dude. Everybody good? Anybody?
Yep.
Good.
Cool. And then run start or npm start. That gives you the browser. Dope. Where's my joint here? Where's my presentation thing? Oh, hi. How do I get this to be like that and this to be like that? Hello. Sorry, having some technical problems here. This is professional, yeah? Who said it wasn't? Cool. So let's do some stuff to get familiar with React if you're not familiar already. I'm sorry, I already forgot. Who's familiar with React? Cool. So let's change the heading on the page. So that instead of it saying shopping cart example, it now says the best shopping cart, or whatever thing you want it to say. Does that seem all right? Yeah, all great questions. One there. Oh, don't look at that yet. Where's that's cool, whatever. Yeah, so where is that at?
It's in containers,
Dope.
What's the file? This is cool.
Oh, good. Typo. Cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that works.
Awesome. That's the important part. Heck yeah, dude. Let's do another thing. Let's make it so that when you click the checkout thing, an alert pops up. Is that all right? Also, feel free to like buddy up or whatever, like as interactive as possible.
Sure.
Right, like the point isn't to get through everything. The point's for everybody to learn something. So if this is not a thing that you know, then whatever.
There's non-checkout click.
Yeah, where's the thing?
Gotta be the action.
That looks like it, right?
What did you want to happen?
So when you click it,
Alert.
yeah, precisely.
Yeah, like
So what's a good way to do this? Maybe can I go a little bit smaller? Can y'all still read that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's a good way to do this? Okay. That's very Reduxy. Yeah, that is. I was planning to do that in the future, but we can do that now. Can we do something a little simpler? A little more hacky-ish? So this onCheckout clicked, that comes in as an argument to this function, right? So somebody's telling us what to do when they click the button, and then we just invoke it, right? So maybe we can make a little function here that's like alert checkout, right? What does it get, like an event or something? Who cares? And then let's alert something. Alert this component's garbage. Got it? No. Sorry, I'm being a jerk. Suggestion, what are we alerting?
Are you sure you want to put that function here?
Yeah. Cool. But then we still want to do the thing, right? So we still want to call on checkout clicked. And then probably we need to pass the event in there. Yeah. Does that seem to make sense? Okay. So then let's take that. Oop. And let's put that in there. Nope, that's not it. Alert, check out.
Spell it alter.
Oh, I said it's altered.
I did it again. Alter checkout. Dope. So if we come back here, put something in the cart, ta-da, question. Yeah? And then it still works. Does that make sense? Should we go over that again? Is it too quick, too slow?
Good.
Good?
I'm still trying to run my thing.
Oh, no, let's slow down.
Module not found. Cannot resolve.
Oh, you need to do npm I.
Whatever that is.
npm I what?
Whatever it's asking for.
Yeah, I've already done this. npm
Or
is
just-
so yeah.
Just run and give that's all I have to read.
Yeah. It's like
Oh, sorry, can I scooch on the other side here?
Oh, yeah, no bad.
Thanks, no problem. So what's going on?
So I finally was able to get the npm installed on my machine.
Okay. Can't resolve React down. What directory are you in right here?
And the shopping cart.
Okay.
Do I need to do something more apart from run a start? I mean, like.
Can you do an npm install again real quick? It should use whatever's there if things are open.
Ah, okay. No, I haven't done this.
Okay,
Thanks.
cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm not used to this stupid thing.
Yeah, no problem. But please feel free to ask questions or whatever if you're stuck on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you did good, but you know. Sorry. Can you help him out get up to speed? Sure. Yeah. Anybody else stuck?
I'm a little trouble with my node.
Yeah, let's do it.
What version of node do you use?
Oh gosh.
I would do Node 6.
Sorry. Awkwardly standing in front of you.
10 should be good.
6 out of 10? Okay.
What version do you have?
So say we all.
Yeah, I used NVIDIA.
Okay.
You said 16?
Yeah, 16.
Anybody, who else is having problems? I'm not going to ask anybody else. I'm asking who else has problems. Somebody's lying.
By the way, in a way, I think this is a really nice way to put alert, because this is like a UI thing, because the alternate way was to change the function in the data where it comes from, because this comes from another thing. It probably wouldn't be the right way because there's a state in Redux, which you would say it's a model way, and this is like a UI thing more. So probably everything that you want in the UI, probably better do it like inside the component.
Yeah.
Just a notion of mine, I don't know if I'm right.
No, I think that makes sense. Also, it's a terrible hack, so.
Yeah, it is.
Where's on checkout click?
Yeah, great question. So, on checkout click comes in as an argument to this function. So, whoever calls cart needs to pass down an object that has the key on checkout clicked and the value of some function. Does that make sense?
It's under actions index JS.
There you go. Also, I like this repository because they use prop types on the React component, so it gives you some indication of what these things are. So most of the components you can look and find the prop types, and it'll tell you like something about what it's supposed to be, right? And you said it was where?
The callbacks are defined in actions index JS. It's called checkout.
That's not the right one. No, you're probably fine, but I did the wrong thing. What was it called? On checkout click?
It's just called checkout. It's actual action is at the bottom.
Cool. All right. Yeah, but that's Redux stuff. We're not there yet. Oof. Slow down. How we doing? You good? Y'all installed?
16 works.
Dope. How are you?
Getting there.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Alejandro.
Alejandro, okay. And
Well, LAW.
Law? Got it. Probably going to forget both of those, but I'll make an effort. Should we continue? Oh, are you at same, okay, cool. Should we continue? Do more stuff?
Yeah, sure.
What more stuff should we do?
Could we do like a brief 2-minute recap of how the action gets propagated when you click a button to see how that works in React?
Yeah. You are reading my mind because ta-da, Redux, right? So, well, I'll open it again. Anybody want to explain what Redux is?
Well, React, as it comes, is an internal state mechanism. Like, that's the way usually you change component state. You change the internal state, and then the tree re-rendered. The component itself actually re-rendered. Now Redux said that's actually nice, but it's not scalable if you want to do something more big and you want to do something like neutral state for several components or intercommunication between components. So let me give you a state manager. Now the state manager works as a big tree. You have like a big model tree, a big state tree, which is one similar to Elm actually. And you change bits of it by actions and reducers, which when reducer is something that has a state, gets an action, it's a function of state and action, which produce a new state. And eventually all of this state is composed to a very big state and comes from the root of the tree of the React and re-renders, more or less.
Yeah. That makes sense? Cool. I feel like some of you are disappointed in what's
By
happening.
the way, there's a competition to that, which there are the two biggest competitors today, which are Redux and Mobix, which takes a different approach actually. And what it does is doing something that's called observable. So you're putting an observable to the component, and it has like some kind of a track change. Each change that happens on that property, making force update actually.
Have you worked with Callbacks at all?
I not just I worked with Mobix. I started with it and replaced it, and had an argument with its creator, which is a very nice guy, a very nice Dutch guy. He actually came to a conference, I think, presentation there, and yeah, I used it, but I think it's very, I mean, this is my opinion only, it's very object-oriented, programming-oriented, because that's the way it is. I mean, it doesn't have to be like that, but you go there. But it's pretty nice, it's pretty cool, it's very easy, like the easiest state manager today for React. I do. Mine's knockout, but a lot better.
Cool. So I'll just add a couple more things. It's not really an integral part of React, right? Like you could use Redux for anything, but it's really easy to use it with React, and there's like a lot of tools around that, right? Oh, that's all I'm going to say. Cool. So that's not right. You asked how the
Yeah, I need to sort of understand how the architecture works before I can start to add new behavior.
Yeah, for sure. So where is, like, where's a good spot in this project? Let's see. So, what do you understand about Redux? Maybe that's helpful, and we can fill in the gaps there.
I understood what was just explained about Redux.
Okay.
But so I think what I really need to understand is sort of how the files are organized, like literally. So
Okay.
I have a high level. I just need like the actual.
Sure.
What's
Sure.
the different files, where to find stuff.
So in your actions, these are all the things that you want to have happen. Oh, actually, that's not what I. Where's the one that does the defines all this stuff?
Kind of weird.
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, cool. So these are all of the actions that you want to have defined in your application to do something. So just the events that you expect to be. And then in the actual actions thing here is where you process each of those individual actions. And so this uses, I forget the library, but it uses some Redux library where you define like, you give back an object that says what you want to do, and then like the changes that you make in it. So it's a little bit more declarative than like if you were writing Redux just plain, where you would do like case statement and match on each of the strings or whatever. But so when we receive products, then we just want to like plop it in as the thing. When we get like add to cart, we just plop that in. I don't know. Are any of these really interesting? I don't know. Also, I don't really know what this dispatch thing is. Does anybody have a handle on that?
it's dumb.
Dispatch basically what it does is it's a function that tells the Redux state tree, here's a message, here's the you just showed the action types. Here's the action type, and here's a payload. Now I'm going to pass it out to you. You're gonna handle that somehow, but the dispatch function is the mechanism that like hands that message over to the store to do something with it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're completely right. And that's what dispatches the action to the actual state. Store.dispatch. That's exactly what it means. So in order to propagate changes, you have to do dispatch. That's the way to do it.
Okay. Okay. Does that?
Yeah, and so it looks like under checkout, we're calling by products and passing a callback there. Just landed in the second argument. Line 32.
Sorry. Say again.
Yeah, so it looks like we're calling by products and then just passing products first argument and then a callback, right? To dispatch up to the checkout success.
Yeah.
And that shop is their like API. So it's this checkout action you fire off to the store that you're starting the checkout process. So then if there's anything within the store's reducers that need to happen when the checkout process starts, those will happen.
Okay.
And then it's on the API with that shop byproducts, giving it a callback, and then so when it finishes, it calls a callback, which will fire the checkout success to the store, which then fires all the reducers that are dependent on that.
Okay, yep, got it.
Cool.
Pull the card out from the state. It's like we get some state magically, get state, pull the card out from line 27.
Which one?
Actions.
So get state is
Actions.
is a parameter. So they're using a library called Redux that basically passes in dispatch and get state as parameters, and get state just gives you a snapshot of the current state of the tree, and so then you just grab data off of that.
Okay, I'm good.
Cool. So let's do some stuff. Let's do this thing. Well, don't do that. Let's throw another button on the page right there. That when you click it, it resets all the products. So I think this is going to get into some of the stuff that you were just asking about.